But now suddenly we get other people from other departments saying, hey, we heard that you have this customer hub. I need to promote this to a certain customer, to certain partners. Oh, can we? So we now see more interest from other departments as well and wanted to get involved and wanted to get access. So I think that's a really positive reaction, like seeing that from other sides of the business. But we've been investing a lot on producing like webinars to customers. And so again, instead of just having a list of videos, we have sort of a library of videos that customers can browse through. Yeah, the idea there was a bit like Netflix. When you come in, you see something straight. It always shows 3 new videos. And so if I'm a user just browsing around and I just so happens to see a video, I click there and I can just, see the video and everything. And we're investing so much time in producing these videos now. It's just kind of like a project that we're working on. We have around 80 videos that we have just to, explain every feature of our platform. So this just makes it easier. Also, if you, want to search for certain things, you can kind of filter through it and kind of tells you where things are. It just makes it a lot easier. And that this has been the latest one, which was, we already had launched our sort of what's new section, which is all about like product updates and things like that. But again, it wasn't, one challenge that we had was that we were putting these, we were selecting these 4 or 5 updates that we would put every month. We have a lot of them. And the challenge was some customers, they don't want to lose a lot of time in that stuff, and they just want to really see 3 or 4 updates. But the 4 or 5 updates that I choose might not be the ones that are relevant for that account. And we have thousands of accounts, so we don't know what's relevant to who. And at the same time, for other customers, they want to know all the stuff that is going on. But it would be really challenging to do that for every single one. So what we've done is we kind of went back to we normally have a slide deck that we use to have all of those. And again, the goal here is to prevent CSMs to having to use slides for every single time and prepare slides. So we created this widget. So first of all, we point them to our news.frontify.com, which is where you can see every little detail, but also include bug fixes and stuff like that. And that's basically still there. But then we included this one, product highlights. And this is essentially a replacement for our slides. So you can basically see all the latest updates here in the same format that we use for our slides. They can also see what's launched, what's sort of in beta phase, for example. Every single one has a little... We basically join all the resources because this is a silly problem, but basically we have so much information. We have our Slack channel where our product team posts whenever something comes out. We also have the slides. We have other information that is lost somewhere. And so this is a way for us to group all of that information together. And CSMs can basically come here, and if they are talking to a customer about, for example, our content blocks, right? They can just filter that and say, this is the last updates we've done on content blocks, on guidelines, on other sides of the platform. And it's really easy to just browse through, where actually this is something that is super hard to do even with slides, because you cannot just filter through information and cross-reference information. So we just made this super customizable. So if I'm talking to a customer, they just want to know about AI and search, our updates, and they want to know, for example, what's in, beta recently, they can just filter that straight away. And it just makes it super easy if I'm having a conversation with a customer and I just want to kind of highlight the main things that we've been doing, for example. So this is one of the biggest one, and the team is loving this widget so far.